morning, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope the bad weather hasn't affected you too much. If it has, I'm sorry. I hope you're doing as good as can be expected for the situation that you're in. I've been thinking about this for a little bit. I'm going to do a series of videos on basic emergency preparedness for simple disaster. Well, I guess I can't say simple disasters, for whatever disaster might affect you. And it's partially because of 2020 and the crap storm that happened with that as far as coronavirus. Then a month and a half later, we had an earthquake here in Utah. Then you had all the wildfires that forced everybody to evacuate throughout the western part of the United States. Now looking at 2021, you've got the giant snowstorm that just hits, what is it, 2/3 of the country. I think it was like 75% of the country all got hit by snowstorms that are coming out of Antarctica or Canada at least. Texas is without power, without heat, without electricity and water. They're saying that they've got to boil all their water. And you definitely can't blame Texans as a whole. You can't blame their administration for the most part, because they're not used to this type of weather that we have. Obviously, you can see in the camera where we still have some snow on the roads. It snowed up here last night. And it's just some basic things that you need to take into consideration to be prepared to sustain yourself for upwards of 72 hours, if not a little bit longer. And I've seen reports that FEMA is now coming out and saying a 72-hour kit isn't enough. Plan for 4 to 5 days, upwards of 7 days, to be self-sufficient, self-sustaining. So I want to do some videos on things like that, as far as stuff to have at home. Very simple stuff. I was talking to my mom. She was telling me about a friend in Texas that they're like the majority of the people in our country. The stores are always going to be open. Everything's going to flow. You turn on the sink and water comes out. Well, they live in Texas. They have a brand new swimming pool with snow all around it. They bought the last 2 cases of water that the store had, and they're just quite rationing it. Well, we're going to talk about some things like that on what to have on hand. A lot of the time on winter storms, you know ahead of time that you're going to get hit with a winter storm. Hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, some of those you have prior warning. Hurricanes, you've got prior warning, and it's probably a good idea to evacuate the area if you're in its path. Don't stick around. Earthquakes, tornadoes, you don't have a huge warning, so you're not going to be able to evacuate on some of those. But we're going to spend some time going over your vehicles. We'll talk about my everyday vehicle, what I drive day in, day out, what I keep in it and on hand, a couple of the small modifications that I've done to it just to, I feel, put myself in a better situation or better preparedness if something like that happens. We'll go over supplies to have in your home. How much of it, that's completely up to you. Like I said, FEMA's coming out and saying plan for 4 to 7 days now instead of just your quick 72-hour kits. You might need to expand on those. Going to talk about heating options, cooking options, food options, all this other stuff. And a lot of it, like I said, is coming from 2020 and how horrible it was of a year for everybody, not just in our local area, but globally, due to the coronavirus, the pandemic that's going through. We're going to talk about inclement weather. Okay, obviously it's winter right now. I work, on a good day, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes for me to drive from my home to my place of employment. The other day, 2 days ago, it took me 3 hours and 10 minutes because of the inclement weather, because roads were snow-packed. The main thoroughfare that I take is I-15. It had 4 inches of snow on it, and people in little 2-wheel drive cars with bad tires were they weren't being able to make it. So we'll talk about inclement weather, things to plan and prepare for on that. We won't get into self-defense. We might spend a minute talking about things that I keep with me, but for the most part it's just on self-sustainment as far as food, heat, shelter, your vehicle, things like that. So I hope you stay tuned. If you want, put down in the comments some of the options that you or some of the topics that you want to see covered, as far as supplies, things you want us to do evaluations on, stuff like that. In fact, right now I'm going to put just getting a little slick, so I'm putting my truck in 4-wheel drive while I'm driving up the canyons. So let us know what you want me to talk about, things that you want me to cover, stuff like that. I have no problem buying a lot of the items myself. Some of the reviews that I've done recently, everything I have purchased on my own. The Safe Life Defense body armor, purchased that by myself. Bug out bags, 72-hour kits, I purchased that by myself. I've got some other stuff that just arrived, all purchased by me. So I don't have a problem spending some money and going out there and buying some of the things if I think it might be of value, or to help you, the supporters and watchers, not have to dump your money into it and not have the financial backing to be able to have it be worthwhile, that you feel like you might waste your money. So let us know for sure. If you can, hit that subscribe button. Let us know that you support us, that you like it. It really helps us out. It helps us grow the channel, gets our reach out there. Share it with your friends as well, especially if they're getting new into the emergency preparedness side of things. It can be overwhelming, that's for sure, with all the information out there and all the items to purchase or all that other stuff. Please share it with like-minded people that you can help give them some guidance and some direction, because a lot of the stuff we do, I don't spend a lot of money on it. If it's something that is life safety, I will buy the very best that I can. So like us, subscribe us, stay tuned for the videos. I'm thinking it's going to be 4 or 5 video series, so watch for those. I'm hoping to have them all recorded within the next week and a half to 2 weeks, and posting up every couple of days a new video. So I think the first one that we're going to do will be on my vehicle, what I drive every single day. So stay tuned for that.